It is great to have you back here at CoinSara's channel. Dear everyone, there has been a meteoric rise in the regulation, adoption, and use of stable coins, and we will be covering a lot of ground related to Ripple and XRP. And if you're holding XRP, you should certainly watch the whole video since we cover a lot of important information in this area. Now, before we get into it, I just wanted to inform you all that now is the perfect time to join the free Discord. It's filled with a ton of knowledge and insights about crypto all day, every day. Join this Discord now to take advantage of the links, description, and comments below, otherwise, you will miss out. Thus, we are launching a US dollar stablecoin on Ripple to compete with Tether and Circle in the $150 billion market. Oh well, Ripple is the typical reaction from the general public. The idea of releasing a stablecoin is absurd. Neither Tether nor Circle will be able to defeat them. To be honest, I've already shared my thoughts on the matter with you. Remember all the connections that Ripple has. In my opinion, they have all the tools they need to take on this market and maybe even overtake Tether and Circle. Keep in mind all the changes that Ripple has implemented in the past 2 years. They are currently ruling the world. Their extensive network of influential contacts makes them prime candidates to launch a stablecoin. You most likely didn't hear about the Ripple stable currency launch, a major update that changed the game, but we're looking at it right now. A massive wrath of Kahneman salute is in order. Bitcoin's launch, a game changer, has been rebroadcast for this purpose. An optimistic assessment of a Ripple stablecoin by economist Carlo R.W.D. Meyer, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, describes the significance of XRP and the adult asset approach, which aims to bridge the gap between traditional finance and decentralization. As we reported on April 4th, Ripple announced its intention to launch a stablecoin later this year, pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, alongside XRP. We see this as a major step forward for Ripple's mission to unite centralized and decentralized financial systems. With institutional interest in the stablecoin market on the increasing, this announcement went down well in the crypto and traditional finance communities. Absolutely, it changes the game significantly. Pay heed. No matter how you slice it, Ripple is in the front of financial revolutions and is quickly becoming the undisputed leader in the blockchain industry, with a focus on stable currency and similar projects. Additionally, they have consistently excelled in the blockchain space. Launching the stablecoin and exploring institutional DeFi prospects and tokenization endeavors, they are now genuinely tackling the challenging area. Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a heads up that XRP Ledger is currently dominating the market. That being said, I wanted to bring up stablecoins specifically because, as you may recall from a couple days ago, this video is super important for knowing that Justin from the US government is suing Tether. Thanks a ton to Good Morning Crypto, whose featured guest on the show is Brad Garlin, CEO of Ripple. Tether, the world's largest issuer of silver coins, was the subject of a black swan warning from House. It is obvious to me that the US government is pursuing Tether all over the globe. As significant restrictions begin to impact the cryptocurrency industry, the world is poised to undergo a dramatic shift. When he mentioned FTX and SBF, I thought it was a good idea because everyone else was claiming this was too huge to fail. Guess what happened? There's no way that TX is going bankrupt. Tether is no different, is it? No one thinks that Tether will ever go down. They're just too massive to fail. They rank among the top investors in US treasuries. I know what you're thinking. If Tether is indeed the biggest holder of US treasuries, for instance, you can just go after them and confiscate their assets. Beyond this, though, What we gleaned from the interview was that Tether's CEO publicly stated and subsequently reposted that the company was being investigated by the SEC, that it was launching a stablecoin that competed with USDT, and that its CEO was ill-informed. How is the Tether, USD, ecology doing so far? I'll fill you in. Now we have a comprehensive explanation of Tether and all that. Correct. It is absurd that you would listen to Brad Garlinghous's argument and then jump to conclusions, defending Ripple by claiming that its CEO is ignorant of the company's status as an SEC investigation target. It's quite absurd. Obviously, Brad Garlinghouse did reply, stating that I wasn't attempting to attack Tether. During the podcast, my next remarks were that I think Tether is an extremely crucial component of the ecosystem. My argument was that the US government has made it plain that it wants greater oversight of stablecoin issuers who use USD as collateral, and with Tether being the biggest player in this space, it is right in their sights. Plus, this is obvious to all. In other words, you need not take this as an indication that a rival is trying to bring you down. He wasn't spraying gunfire, no. Truthfully, all he was doing was pointing out the obvious. To top it all off, I have warned you that it was unprofessional of you to do that. He merely stated that the US is approaching with a tug of war. Do you find that surprising? No one is safe from the United States. Also, do you ever publish a post as infantile as this one? Also, it's really absurd. Additionally, the one we're using down here is actually from Edgar Allan Poe. Despite a $42.5 million penalties for deceiving regarding USD reserves, Tether has never been audited by the Sea of Crypto. Less than 30% of their USDT is backed by real funds, and the CEO doesn't give public interviews. Tether is a counterfeiting operation that uses US dollars and is also an indirect Ponzi scam. The Evergrande bankruptcy thinking is a mere coincidence, let me assure you. The emblem of Tether's is a nuclear weapon. My bad, I'm going to make a big deal out of that. However, some facts were included. Expect the unexpected at all times, and it should be enough to make you anxious or frightened about something. What happens if Tether remains online? The reason behind everyone's expectation that Tether will go down is that we have no idea. Am I correct? The future is completely uncertain to us. Having said that, I do see a shift in the stablecoin game. And I think Ripple is leading the charge here. This is obviously old news, which is why I'm bringing it up again. For example, this dates back to around the 13th. The reason I'm bringing it up again is because Bloomberg has Kraken as the source of the XRP for this. In light of recent developments around Mica, Kraken is presently evaluating options, one of which is to discontinue support for Tether, the most actively traded cryptocurrency in the world, on its European exchange. Do you recall that Mica was already discussed by year's end? This will be live. To be clear, this is a huge deal for rules and regulations. The video ends there. The channel would be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe and like it. Coming up shortly, farewell.